beloved Ascension pioneers. Welcome to my Valentine's Day video message. So last year I recorded the same message, but it spoke about true love, and this year I want to talk about passion. You know, that deep heart passion, because true love begets passion. And you know, passion is that state of our soul when we're constantly creating with our inner fire. What is our inner fire? So it's that spirit energy that always wants to push things, to create things in the aspect of matter as well. So we may have many ideas, we may have so much that we want to experience, and yet when we don't work with that fire to really propel that forward, we're never actually going to get things done and live our passions. So love is the ultimate passion, they say, but that's not the kind of passion we always associate with romance, you know, to be passionate in terms of romance. To be passionate about all life, you know, so when you're passionate about yourself, you're always going to be passionate about others as well. And you're going to be passionate about all life. And, you know, that is that sense of agape love. And last year I remember specifically talking about this agape love, the state of our inner joyful self that always creates. Imagine like your playful child that always has new ideas, new experiences it wants to go through. So imagine you living in a spectrum of, like, almost like you're in this circular globe that is this web of infinite experience that hold this divine potential that you always can tap into. And within this web, there are so many infinite potentials, and in each moment you're choosing what resonates in this specific moment. So when you're in the state of true love, that true love guides you, and you know what in each moment you're really guided to create or what you want to experience, without judging any of these experiences are bad or positive, negative. They're just experiences. So it's almost like there's an interval, and yet it's not a line, because it's within the web. And within this interval, you're just making these choices. And, you know, sometimes something works, and sometimes something that doesn't work, you know. We can't push these parts of ourselves away, because then again, we're not living our passion and completeness, because we say, okay, now I'm going to approach this through the heart, or I'm going to approach this through the mind. When you live your passion, you're going to approach things always from all parts of you as one. So there won't be any separation between these parts of you that are creating these experiences, which you just want to have on a soul level. Your soul is expanding through these experience expansion, you know, same thing. So this inner fire, you know, how do we work with this energy? It's so simple, you know, when we have these cycles that we experience in our life, you know, many times they go like this. So we activate, we take some time, and then we integrate, and then again we dive deeper, and, you know, it's just how it flows. And a lot of times when individuals find themselves at this part, which is that bottom line, is they don't always know how to push the energy forward again, to move into that forward movement cycle again. And sometimes we fall in this energy of stagnation. That is where the energy of the fire is specifically important. And you know, the energy of fire won't always be the same. We won't always feel the same way inspired. And it's just depending on which cycle, because we got to learn to ride these cosmic waves. But when you live your heart passion, each time you will know that that passion lives inside of you. It's just expressing itself in a different form. So even when you're integrating, to still be passionate about it. It doesn't mean now you're going to be jumping, you know, jumping in the room out of joy. It means that you will still know that whatever is taking place, even if there's a part of you that is more restful, is more in the state of peaceful experience, or you're just absorbing things from the external world and integrating within your own being, still you can be passionate about it, even when you're more in the stillness, because passion is not just when you see somebody jumping of joy. Passion takes many different forms, and to be in that passionate state means that you're just allowing life to flow through you. And that is when the next important thing comes into consideration here, is overflowing. You know, especially today, because it's Valentine's Day, a lot of individuals are still seeking that fulfillment outside of themselves, you know, and we all know that, you know, I can talk about it here forever, but this is not really the topic. The topic is to overflow. And so what does it mean really to overflow? In the state of overflowing, we're sharing through just being ourselves. And the first important thing here is to know that if we are not the first recipient of our source self, then other people cannot receive us in the same manner as well. So true partnerships, and when we really are when we base them on overflowing and sharing, this overflowing of our spirit self through our soul and our uniqueness in this form, it means that first we got to become our own recipient, you know, to zoom in, to zoom out. And to be that first recipient means that Sometimes we can be fine and really stable within our own self, but then we move out into the world and we're going to contract a bit. And then the world can receive us at the same state. Again, we're hiding our passions, we're hiding our bliss. And when that happens, we are also not receiving, because remember, love always flows to you first. Sometimes you might have had these gestures of unconditional love to others and you weren't receiving in the same manner. And a part of you said, well, I'm going to close off, and created this barrier. And at the same time, when you did that, you didn't just close off for other people, you also closed off for yourself. And you cannot receive yourself 111%. This is what I call the energy of overflowing. It's not just 100%, but it's 111%. And this is the gift of life to you. And this overflowing is just so important, because this is what we're going to base our true partnerships in the new. And you got to learn to overflow first. And a lot of times people don't even realize when they contract that they're actually also holding within themselves. They're holding parts of them, and they're not really living them. And when you're truly passionate about life, it doesn't matter whether there's other people, it's just you, it's animals, it's nature. You are always in the same overflowing state. You don't have to contract, you don't have to hide any aspect of you, and you're always living in a state of passion. So, short Valentine's message for this year: remember, passion is going to be so important within the new. It's what we're going to base all of our creations on. And I want to show you something that I'm passionate about in this moment, which is I'm going to perform a little sleigh ride for all of you. But please don't get scared, because I don't have sleighs that would be very straight. So they kind of twist to the right side. But I'm going to give it a try for all of you. And until next time, as always, so much love, wisdom, and power. Bye-bye. Off I go. Woo!